Greetings all and welcome back to my channel where I share with you all sorts of property related information that you might find useful, whether that be today, tomorrow or in the future. If you're a first time buyer, a home owner or even an investor, there might be some useful content here for you, so definitely consider subscribing to keep up to date with my new videos. Today I want to talk to you about two types of RICS home surveys, the HomeBuyer Survey and the Building Survey. I feel like there's a general disconnect between people's perception of what these surveys actually are and what they think they're going to get, so I wanted to clarify some of these points. I also want to make it perfectly clear that I'm not a building surveyor, but since I work in the industry, I have dabbled in these matters. So without further procrastination, let's discuss. The Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors, or RICS, is a professional body that promotes and enforces the highest international standards in almost all aspects of real estate, including valuation, management, and construction. It is the most recognized professional body within the real estate industry. The RICS recommend that people buying a property have a survey undertaken to find out whether that property has any problems that could cause damage and may need future repairs. In a nutshell, these surveys are designed to help buyers make an informed decision knowing what the visible problems are and potential problems could be. It is not law to have a survey undertaken, it is merely a recommendation, so you could opt out if you wanted to. This can be risky as there could be hidden defects in the building that might end up costing a lot of money to repair in the future. I usually compare it to getting a HPI check on a second-hand car. If you do that, then surely you'd want to know if the hundreds of thousands of pounds you're about to spend is worth it. If you do decide to get a survey done, then the RICS offers three types of surveys: the level 1, the level 2, and the level 3. But in my opinion, the level 1s are rarely needed and aren't super helpful. The level 2 survey, also known as a HomeBuyer Survey, is the mid-range home survey one can get. It is the most common of the three as it covers enough information about the property for someone to be able to make an informed decision on whether to proceed. Since it's in the middle, it's also more affordable than the level 3 survey. The RICS states that the home survey aims to help you make a reasoned and informed decision on whether to go ahead with buying the property, take account of any repairs or replacements the property needs, and consider what further advice you should take before committing to the purchase. What it won't do is tell you how much repairs cost, tell you whether knocking down a structural wall is a good thing to do, or whether it's even okay to do. It won't give you any architectural advice. And whilst it does cover them, it doesn't dive deep into individual problems such as subsidence or damp issues. For anything specialist, you're going to need a specialist surveyor for that. So what does the inspection actually cover? The surveyor will inspect the interior and exterior of the property and any permanent outbuildings like a garage. But the inspection is non-intrusive, meaning that the surveyor won't lift up carpets or floorboards, move furniture, undo electrical fittings, drill through walls, etc, etc. The surveyor will normally climb into the roof to inspect any loft space the property has, and they usually have their own trusty ladder, so not to worry if you don't have one. The surveyor will inspect the visible parts of any services such as water, gas or electrics, but since a lot of it is hidden in the fabric of the building, this is usually limited to opening a tap and switching on the lights to see if they work. No specialist tests are done, meaning you'll need a gas-safe engineer or an electrician to check any gas and electric installations meet the current regulations. The property boundaries are also inspected, which includes commentary on the fences and walls that surround the property. When inspecting flats, the surveyor will comment on the general condition of the exterior of the building, as well as access areas such as hallways and staircases. If there is access to a loft room through the flat, that will also be part of the inspection. The surveyor does not inspect drains, lifts, or security systems if the property is a flat or apartment. Lastly, no inquiries are made about any potential contamination of land or other environmental dangers, but if they suspect there could be an issue, they will recommend you seek further advice. And to put a sour cherry on top, the HomeBuyer Survey does not come with any photos or floor plans, but it will state the gross internal area of the property. So how much does this all cost? It is difficult to put a single figure on this because there isn't a set price. The price is usually dependent on three factors: the size of the property, the type of property, be that a house or a flat, and the value of the property. There are usually bands which will consider all these three factors, and based on which band you fall into, that will be the cost. Having done some research, I would say that a HomeBuyer Survey on a standard house worth £500,000 would be around £750 to £750 plus VAT. A HomeBuyer survey on a standard flat worth around £300,000 would be probably approximately between £450 to £500 plus VAT. Moving on to the level 3. A level 3 survey, also known as a building survey, is the top tier home survey one can get. It is less common than the level 2 purely because it's more expensive, and sometimes it actually doesn't warrant the extra information, but it's a lot more descriptive. In addition to and on top of what the level 2 home survey offers, the building survey also aims to provide detailed advice on condition, describe the identifiable risk or potential hidden risk defects, where practicable and agreed prior to inspection, provide an estimate of costs for identified repairs, and make recommendations to any further actions or advice which needs to be obtained before committing to the purchase. I would say the building survey is basically a home buyer survey on steroids. The daddy, if you will.
Who's your daddy?
In a nutshell, the building survey provides extra value in the following ways. It gives more commentary on any problems or defects identified. It tries to identify the potential hidden risks which could pose a problem in the future. It provides more detailed advice on rectifying those issues. And there is a whole extra section on energy efficiency which talks about insulation, heating, lighting, ventilation, and some other stuff. And it provides some photos. With this kind of survey, you're looking at £200 plus VAT, more than a home buyer's report. So if a home buyer's report on a typical house worth £500,000 is £750 plus VAT, for a level 3 building survey, you're looking at about £950 to even £1,000 plus VAT. Now, the most common question people probably have is, which survey should I go for? This is actually all dependent on you and your budget. Sometimes people will go for the level 3 survey just because they want extra information for their own peace of mind. Generally, I would say that a level 2 home buyer survey is normally enough if the property is in half decent condition, you haven't spotted any huge cracks in the walls on your viewings, or the property is a flat or apartment. A level 3 survey is normally recommended when the property is in really poor condition, built in early 1900s or earlier, or has very obvious signs of structural movement. That being said, a property built in, let's say, 1880, that is in good condition might only require a level 2 home buyer survey. So there's no actual rule for it. As a last general myth buster, I want to clarify that regardless of whether it's a home buyer survey or a building survey, the person that is attending the property will be spending the same amount of time inspecting. The only thing that varies is the level of detail the report provides. And there we have it, a fairly comprehensive breakdown of the RICS home survey and building survey for you. I hope that shed some light on what is involved in each and what you can expect from the 2 types of reports. If you found this video useful, definitely hit that like button. And if you know of anyone who is currently buying a property or is looking to buy a property and hasn't had a survey done yet, then definitely share this with them. It could be useful to them. Also, definitely consider subscribing to keep up to date with my new videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you at my next video.